What's up, my beautiful people? Exile451 here with yet another daily dose of Reddit Happy, jumping into some stories from r/self-improvement today. So, let's get to it. Our first post is from user Cute Candy Cane. I've changed my life significantly from August to November, and here's my story. Hey there. Here's my backstory. I'm 19 years old, and I've always battled with depression and suicidal thoughts. My anxiety was severely high. I was scared to talk to girls or anyone in general. I always used to give up way too easily and always had negative thoughts. My negative thoughts were always inside of me and always occurred at night. I had been dealing with hair loss and other medical issues that screwed with my mind. Every day, I would research side effects of the drug that treats hair loss, and it always scared me. I developed severe health anxiety, and everyone was annoyed at me. I was also very insecure of my looks. My jealousy and paranoia of other people were so hard, I'd always cry myself to sleep. I'd always get jealous of other people's looks, and it killed me. So, let's jump back to August. From the backstory gradually getting worse and worse, I attempted suicide. I was cutting myself, and I always wanted to die. The thoughts were permanently in my mind. I'd always watch high school shooting videos like Columbine, and I've been doing this every week. I watched it because I thought I felt a connection between the shooters and I, which was depression and isolation, and I'll explain later in how that's complete bullcrap. I was crying every day at work, and the managers were always there for me. All my friends were freaking out and such. It was horrible. September to October. After August, even though I built a support system, everything was still going downhill. I'd get depressed out of nowhere and then watch those videos again to make myself feel good. I was failing university and I dropped all my courses except calculus because I didn't want to drop out. My friend was helping me since the beginning and told me to take a year off, which I didn't. She kept on telling me to stop comparing myself to others, which I never listened to at the time. I was literally going to the darkest paths of my life. I then got a prescription of a new drug, but then I had an anxiety attack and threw away the pills. In October, I posted something really dark on social media, and the police came to my door. I explained everything to them, and they brought me to the hospital. There, I had to be awake till 5 a.m., waiting for a professional to evaluate me, and after I spoke, I slept. The next morning, I was so tired, and 2 others had to evaluate me again by asking the same questions, and later on there were other prisoners who were yelling profanity, and it was the worst experience I've ever had. I thought I was a criminal. The professional told me if I was in the United States, I'd be charged with terrorism, and I felt a relief of hope inside of me. Later, I was released, and I was having the best time of my life. My family and I had reconnected, and I started studying for the first time in months, and I made so many friends. November? That didn't last long. After 2.5 weeks, I had a sudden crash. All those thoughts came again, and I said something really bad to my friend, and I told her I was gonna take the drug and kill myself. She called the cops, and they came to my workplace, and I explained to them everything again. They then left, and I realized at that point, I need to change. I need to take action. This was my final wake-up call. The police told me that the idea of me connecting to the school shooters is very bad because they said I'm not insane, they are, and it made me realize everyone has some type of isolation. It was eye-opening. After that, I lost my best friend, but I couldn't make the same mistake again. My family is my support system, as well as my friends. And that brings us to December. This was the best month of my life. I made new friends, I talked to my favorite people, I stopped going on those websites that talk about the drug, I continued studying, and I went from a failing grade to a B, my final grade. I was so happy. My university was checking up on me, and I was living my best life. I made plans for my future, I got rid of my old habits. I started exploring new things, and I actually felt happy for once. I only had a crash once, but that was very minor and not like the crashes before. To this day, I haven't been suicidal or depressed, and it's been like that for 2 months now. I actually feel amazing. At work, I'm now filled with energy and filled with joy. I used to be abusive and extremely edgy. Now, I'm the complete opposite. I feel like my old self again. I'm now going to start joining clubs at my school, skate, it is winter after all, read, make more friends, and enjoy my best freaking life. I no longer have severe health anxiety, I'm no longer depressed or suicidal. I'm still anxious and insecure, but I've always been that way. No more negative thoughts that happen at night, no more school shooting videos. I'm the best person. My next goal is to start brushing my teeth twice a day and try to reduce my laziness. I'm really proud of myself. My friends are, my family is, my managers are. It feels amazing to still be living here, and for the first time in 3 years, I actively feel like I have a purpose here in my life. Wow, that got pretty deep. Well, first off, OP, I'm glad that you're doing so much better, that you're surviving like you are, that you've turned your life around, and that you're finding a purpose in it. So many times people can let those kind of thoughts and let those kind of ideations drive them into doing something that they can never come back from, that changes their life as well as the lives of everyone else that it affects permanently. Whether or not that's a school shooting, whether or not that's suicide, whether or not that's developing a drug addiction, there's so many things that people go to numb out that pain or to exact vengeance or to do whatever. Recognizing that you had a problem and that you needed to change is remarkable for someone at your age. Not that I'm saying I'm necessarily that much older, but when you're young, you think you're invincible and you think everyone else has the problem, not you. You just prove, though, that depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, none of that has to be permanent. You can always overcome. There is always a way forward. Thank you so much for sharing your story, and wherever you're at, I really do wish you the best. Please do update. Let people know how things are going since your life has improved. Our next post is from user 8tails, but first, if you're enjoying the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you can get more of your daily dose of Reddit Happy. I've started being more productive. Lately, I've been noticing that I've been wasting a lot of my time. My days feel short, and whatever I do during the day isn't very productive. So, I decided to change that, starting 1 day ago. Yesterday, I cleaned my room, rearranged my furniture, and set an alarm for 5 a.m. the next morning. I picked up my clothes and decided tomorrow was going to be a good day. When I woke up this morning at 5 a.m., I'll admit I was tired and didn't want to move. But I got out of bed. At 5:40, I plan to do better on that tomorrow, brushed my teeth, got dressed, put a smile on my face as I watched the sunrise, and took my water bottle and my phone, for music, to go for a walk by the riverside. There's something really nice about being awake when no one else seems to be, when it's really quiet. It puts you in your own head, lets you think. When I got back from my walk, I showered, ate, and then I studied. I stopped procrastinating the schoolwork I'm supposed to do and just did it. And it felt good because I didn't feel the pressure. No one was making me do it. It was on my terms, and it made me feel satisfied with myself to take the leap and make sure my day starts off perfectly. The rest of my day, I spent with my family, though I started getting tired around 3-ish due to the fact I usually get out of bed at lunchtime and watch YouTube on the couch with my sister and then watch Netflix, then sleep. It's 7:41 p.m. now, and I think I'll do the dishes and go to bed early tonight so that tomorrow starts off even better, with me being less tired and more motivated. I think I'm a morning person, and I didn't think waking up early would help me be so positive and productive, but it definitely has, and I feel like this is an improvement. It's amazing how just even that one simple step of getting up earlier, of making sure that you're up and moving around before like 8 o'clock, can radically alter the rest of the day. I know when I've had days where I just haven't slept and I've stayed in bed till about 10 o'clock or so, the day definitely does not go as well. It's harder to get motivated, it's harder to do things, and it just generally kind of leaves me feeling sluggish and unhappy. Those days, though, that I push and just stay up, I feel great and I feel like I can just conquer the world and get everything I need to done. Now, I'm also a terrible procrastinator, so that doesn't always happen. But my point is, it's those small and simple steps that lead to bigger and greater changes, which ultimately will benefit your life more fully. It's good to hear that you recognize that you felt like you weren't being as productive as you could have been and that you took an active step to change that. Not many people would. It's so much easier to be lazy, but you didn't. And that's admirable. Thank you so much for sharing the post and your story, and wherever you're at right now, I really do wish you the best. Our next post is from user CWells14. Finally starting to become a better me. The past few months have been so wonderful. After dealing with mental illness and living in a miserable, foggy state for years, I've started to turn my life around. First, I moved into college many states away from my home, and I had to find new ways of living life in order to allow this opportunity to be the transformative experience it was capable of being. Step 1 was getting enough sleep. In high school, I averaged around 4 hours a night. I have very few memories from senior year other than trying to stay awake during class. I never realized how much better I'd feel just being awake and present in my own life. I can think quicker too, and I am more patient. Step 2 was consistent hygiene. I have always been okay, but a little inconsistent with this, never establishing an actual routine. Now I take joy in preparing for the day and getting ready for bed. I also started journaling so I could keep track of goals and celebrate memories. It helps me better understand my insecurities and navigate emotional struggles when they come up. Rather than feeling ashamed for the ways I am behind in life, I've tried to embrace the journey to getting to know myself, often through writing. These little steps helped me make a lot of progress in the past few months. Now I'm learning how to embrace my curly hair, how to find products to help my sensitive skin. I'm starting to go to the gym. I'm taking vitamins. I'm starting to actually like who I am, which is just crazy. For so long, I've had crippling low self-esteem, and now I'm becoming just a little confident in these tiny ways. I just had to share how wonderful I'm feeling. Thank you. Well, OP, if I could just harken back to what I said on the previous posts, depression and anxiety and such, it doesn't have to last. You just have to be willing to do what it takes to overcome it. And it also doesn't take much to turn your life around. It's just those small, simple steps that get you on that right path. In your case, it was finally getting enough sleep. From there, it just snowballed into everything else. That's a powerful example of just how impactful one small action can be for the rest of who you are and what you want to do with your life. Thank you so much for sharing your post. Thank you so much for sharing this little insight into your life and what you're doing to change yourself. And wherever you're at, I wish you the best. Please do update. Let people know that you're still improving, and let people know that life can and does get better. That was r/self-improvement. And if you want more self-improvement stories of people changing their lives for the better, then go ahead and check out that playlist link in the description below. Now you guys go out there, have a great day. I will see you all tomorrow. Until then, I'm Exile451. Stay beautiful, people.